everyone, and my name's Jenny. So welcome back again to my channel. So as you can see at the title, today we discuss about how to overcome procrastination. So we procrastinate a lot of time. We procrastinate from the small tasks to the bigger tasks to the difficult tasks. And if you're a student like me, you can see that we procrastinate whenever we have difficult tasks, we have assignments, we have homework, and I always tell to myself like, okay, I'll do it later or I'll do it tomorrow. Such a lot of time. And procrastination is the biggest enemy for your productivity, and if you can get rid of procrastination of your life, you never become success. Because successful people or successful businessmen never procrastinate tasks. They just do it right now. So today, in this video, we discuss about two effective techniques that worked for me and helped me to deal with this problem. So I hope you guys find this video useful, and before we starting our video, if you like this content of the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for my channel so you don't miss any of my new uploads. So now let's start for our video. So the technique number one I tell you to do as soon as you stop watching my video is that figure out or identify the reasons why you procrastinate tasks. So after a lot of researchers, after a lot of my observation to my classmates, to my friends, to my parents, I figure out that we tend to procrastinate and put off when the task that we should do is difficult or tricky, so that we don't want to do it. Or the second reason is you're demotivated and overwhelmed. You don't have enough energy to do tasks. And the third second is that we are afraid of making mistakes. We are afraid of failing exams and not good enough. And the fourth and the biggest reason why we tend to procrastinate is that distractions. We get distracted from your phones, from social medias, from your friends, from your irrelevant thoughts. So once you figure out why you procrastinate, you have to get rid of them. You have to find the solutions to that problems. For example, if the task is difficult or you're demotivated and overwhelmed, you have to find some appropriate solutions that work for you so that you can overcome procrastination. So to answer these questions, now comes the second technique, is do whatever you are the most dreadful of, you are the most afraid of. So to tackle this problem, I want you to prepare for me a sticky note, maybe a sticky note or a piece of paper or even your diary and a pen. So after preparing those stuff, I want you to list all the things that you're most dreadful of. Just listing all of them, writing them down on your piece of paper. I recommend you guys writing from the most dreadful task to the less dreadful task, so that you will have, so your mind will identify which task you are dreadful of, and you will do it at the beginning, after you creating your list. So after you writing down all of that stuff, come to the step 2 is break down the task into small steps, or it often called baby steps. So after doing that, you will pick up the most important or the most task that you are dreadful of, and then you break it down into smaller steps so that you will have a specific specific assignment or specific to-do list, and you just follow it. You don't have to think like, oh my god, what do I have to do next, or what I'm gonna do right now. So, for example, if you have to write an essay due tomorrow, you can break it down. Like, step 1 is to reading books or finding articles for your essay, and step 2 is maybe draw outline or draw mind maps for your essay, so that you will have a look of your structure of the essay. And step 3, maybe write the essay with a set timer if you want. And step 4 is to read through it and find out if you have any errors and mistakes and correct it. So that's an example of how we break down the task. And I have to admit with you guys that this technique is incredibly effective for me. Since I break down the task, I find that I am become more productive and tend to not procrastinate and put off tasks. So remember to try this out after listening to my podcast. So now we come to 2 techniques that help you to overcome procrastination. The first technique is Pomodoro technique. So maybe you are heard a lot of from YouTubers, from articles, from blogs, that how amazing Pomodoro technique is. But personally, I don't think that Pomodoro technique really works for me. Since that, for example, I would take the example like I have to write an essay, and if I keep studying for 25 minutes and then take a break, 25 minutes and then take a break, I think that it is interrupted me a lot, and I have to like spend a little bit of my time for taking a rest, and it just like get me distracted. So I recommend you guys, if you do the small task, you can apply the Pomodoro technique. But if you do the big project or big assignments in one go, I think you should do it in one go. Do it in for like 1 hour and then take maybe 20 minutes of rest. That way will help you to follow your ideas and help your writing become better. You don't have to get like interrupted. So yeah, that's the Pomodoro technique. So some app that I recommend you guys use for Pomodoro technique is Forest or Study Bunny, or simple, you just buy a set timer from Tiki or from Shopee and then use it for Pomodoro technique. You set a 25 minutes of working and then set 5 minutes of taking a break after working. And come to the second technique, which is my favorite one, is reward system. So what is reward system? Well, basically, after you're doing a big task or after at the end of the day, you can reward yourself with whatever you want, with something you love to do. So let me take you an example that we are doing our homework, and after we're doing that, you can reward yourself, like watch an episode on Netflix, or go or doing exercise, or going on social media for 20 or 50 minutes. So that way works for me, because if you do a small task, if you do a big task and you reward yourself, you may think that you are good enough to deserve it, and you will become more productive and more like you are very motivated because you have a reward for yourself and you deserve it. You have done a lot of tasks, and yeah, so you are like qualified enough for your reward. So yeah, try this system, reward system. And at the end of the day, and I highly recommend you guys should do the most important task in the morning after you eating breakfast, because if you do the most important task in the morning and then you just have to spend the afternoon and the evening for the less important task, and you may become more like less tired and less demotivated because you just have to do some small task rather than do the big task in the afternoon and in the evening. So yeah, remember to try this out. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching my podcast about procrastination. So if you want me to do more about this problem, or if you have any problems with your study routines, just feel free to comment down below and I will consider doing a separate podcast for your problem. So again, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you soon at the next of my podcast, maybe tomorrow. So goodbye and see you later. Bye bye.